You're home alone, and then suddenly your cat freezes. Eyes locked on a corner of the room, like they're seeing something you can't. Or maybe they bolt out of nowhere, ears twitching at a sound that doesn't exist. Well, here's an interesting fact. It's not just their imagination, and it's definitely not yours. Did you know that your kitty experiences the world in a way you can't even try to understand? And that's why their reactions sometimes make you question what's really around you. Like, what if their stare isn't random? What if that sudden flinch isn't just a quirk? The truth is, felines do actually have access to an unseen layer of reality, and once you realize what they're sensing on these 15 things your cats see and hear that you don't, I swear you'll never look at their strange behaviors the same way again. So, let's now start with number 15, ultraviolet patterns hidden in plain sight. What if I told you that the world around you was covered in glowing hidden patterns, ones you never even knew existed? To your furry pet, it is. Felines can see ultraviolet light, a part of the spectrum completely invisible to humans. That means their eyes reveal an entirely different world. Flowers that shine with secret markings, fabrics that shimmer with unseen designs, and even residues on human skin that look completely normal to us. Imagine if you suddenly discovered everything around you was covered in glowing fingerprints left behind by the past. To your kitty, that's everyday life. They aren't staring at nothing. They're watching a secret layer of reality that your eyes will never access. And sometimes that includes more than just objects. Because while you're oblivious, your cat also sees something else, including number 14, heat signatures like thermal goggles. Why does your feline watch you from across the room even when you're barely moving? Well, it's not just staring, it's tracking your body heat like a living thermal scanner. Their eyes detect infrared-like temperature shifts, which means that if ever a mouse scurried by minutes ago, your cat can still see the ghostly afterimage of its warmth left behind. To them, the world isn't just visible light. It's a shifting landscape of lingering body heat, like thermal goggles built into their eyes. Even the warmth of your own handprint on a table might hold their attention long after you've moved it. So if your feline is fixated on a seemingly empty space, they could be tracking something that was just there. But that's not all their super senses pick up, because what about something that even human eyes could never see? Let's discuss it at number 13, the microscopic movements of insects. Ever had the creepy feeling that something tiny is crawling nearby, but you see nothing? Your kitty cat isn't imagining it. It sees movements too small for human eyes, something microscopic. A fruit fly adjusting its wings, a tiny spider shifting on a web, or even the subtle twitch of a mite's leg. Your pet's vision is wired to detect the slightest flicker of movement, even at a cellular level. Humans rely on light and contrast, but cats? Their eyes pick up rapid shifts no matter how small. That's why they react to nothing with laser focus. Their instincts tell them movement means prey, even if the prey is too tiny for you to see. So the next time your feline seems hypnotized by an invisible force, trust that something is there. And speaking of things only they can detect, they can also hear something you'll never notice. Curious about what it is? Let's find out at number 12. They can hear the sound of your bones creaking. Ever noticed your cat staring at you when you stretch or shift in your seat? It's not just curiosity. Your feline companion can hear your bones creaking. Every time you move, your joints release microscopic vibrations and tiny cracks. Sounds completely inaudible to human ears. But to your kitty, it's as if your body is whispering secrets with every motion. The more tension in your body, the louder those sounds become. That little head tilt? That's them processing the strange symphony of your skeleton. And if your pet ever seems fixated on you after a long day, they might be listening to something even deeper. Because your body doesn't just make sounds when you move. It makes them when you're about to move too. In fact, before you even realize you're about to shift, your furry friend might already know, thanks to their night vision, because at number 11, they can see you in pitch black darkness. Why does your cat keep staring at you in the dark? Do they see something lurking in the shadows that you can't? The truth is, even in what feels like complete darkness, your feline friend is still watching. Because for them, the dark isn't really dark at all. While your human eyes struggle without light, your kitty's vision is built differently. They only need a fraction of the light you do to see clearly, thanks to a special layer in their eyes that reflects even the faintest glimmers. But what they see isn't color. It's a ghostly, grayscale version of reality, like a world dipped in silver shadows. That's why they move so confidently at night, almost as if they're gliding through another dimension. And if their ears suddenly perk up in the silence, they're not just seeing what you can't, they're hearing something too. Something hidden just beneath human perception. Number 10. The high-pitched sounds of rodents speaking in secret. Have you ever wondered why your pussycat suddenly perks up, staring intensely at a seemingly empty corner of the room? It's not paranoia. They're actually hearing something you can't. Mice and rats have their own secret language, speaking in ultrasonic frequencies that are completely silent to human ears. But to your feline, it's like overhearing a whispered conversation in a crowded room. Even if you don't see any rodents, your furry friend might be picking up on their tiny, high-pitched calls from inside the walls, under the floor, or even outside. Every chirp, squeak, and ultrasonic distress signal is loud and clear to them, making them the ultimate stealth hunters. And if your feline pet seems locked in on a spot where nothing is moving, maybe something is, but only in a frequency beyond human reach. But sound isn't the only invisible force your cat perceives. They can also see something hidden inside your walls, something electric. Number 9. They can see electricity running through wires. Why does your kitty fixate on the walls like it's following something moving inside? It might not be staring at nothing, it could be watching the flow of electricity itself. Electrical wires running through your walls aren't as invisible as you think. While humans are blind to static fields and micro discharges, cats can detect the faint energy patterns flowing through them. To their eyes, what looks like a plain wall to you could be glowing with shifting currents, like veins of invisible lightning. Their heightened sensitivity to electromagnetic fields makes them aware of things you'll never notice, which is why they sometimes seem fixated on a specific spot for no apparent reason. But there's something else even more bizarre. Cats don't just pick up on electricity. They can sense something lingering in the air that isn't physical at all. When they pause in a room like they're feeling it, they're actually responding to an energy most people ignore, and that is number 8, the hidden emotional echo of a room. Why does your kitty suddenly avoid a room or stare at an empty space like something's still there? Cats don't just sense what's happening in the moment, they can feel the emotional echo left behind. When humans argue, feel stressed, or even experience joy, we release tiny biochemical changes into the air. While we quickly move on, your cat still detects the tension imprinted in the space. That's why they sometimes act wary in rooms where an argument happened, even if it was hours ago. And it's not just emotions. A cat can feel the lingering warmth of someone who just left, making them pause at an empty chair as if the person were still sitting there. To them, spaces hold energy we've already forgotten, but their senses go beyond emotions. Your pet hears things you never will, even something invisible pulsing through the air all around you. Number 7, they can hear the sound of Wi-Fi signals moving. Have you ever caught your feline staring at your Wi-Fi router like it's alive? It's not because they understand the internet, but because they can hear it. While Wi-Fi is invisible to us, it constantly pulses with electronic signals, emitting high-frequency sounds beyond human hearing. To a cat, a rotor might sound like a humming, crackling, or even a rhythmic clicking, an endless noise we're completely oblivious to. That's why some cats avoid certain electronics or seem fixated on random spots in your home. Their ultra-sensitive ears can pick up frequencies as high as 64,000 hertz, more than 3 times the range of human hearing. So when your fur baby suddenly tilts their head or twitches their ears near a device, they're not imagining things. You just live in a world that's much noisier than you realize. But their hearing doesn't just stop at electronics. Your cat can also pick up on something even more personal before you even know it yourself. Number 6, they can detect pregnancy before any test can. Why is your kitten suddenly obsessed with you? If your feline has been unusually clingy, sniffing you more than usual, or curling up against your belly, pay attention. Cats can detect hormonal shifts in your body before any test can. When pregnancy begins, your scent changes at a biochemical level, and your cat's ultra-sensitive nose picks up on it instantly. They don't need a doctor's confirmation. They already know something is different. Some cats become extra affectionate, while others grow protective, hovering near their owner like a tiny, furry bodyguard. Some even start kneading or resting on the stomach as if sensing new life growing inside. It's not magic. It's just a level of scent detection so advanced that humans can't even comprehend it. But that's not the only thing their senses pick up. Even when you're sitting across the room, your kitty can still hear something hidden beneath the surface. Number 5. They can hear your heartbeat. From across the room. Why does your fur baby stare at you, even when you're completely silent? Because to them, you're never actually silent. Your feline friend can hear the soft, rhythmic pulse of your heartbeat from across the room. Their ears are so finely tuned that they can detect the faintest biological sounds. Your blood rushing, your breath shifting, even the microscopic movements of your muscles. While humans rely on touch to sense a heartbeat, your cat doesn't need to be anywhere near your chest to know it's there. And if they suddenly flick an ear or tilt their head while you're just sitting still, that's because, to them, your body is never truly still. They exist in a world of sound layers we'll never experience, where even a heartbeat becomes part of the environment. But what if some of the sounds they react to aren't coming from you, or from anything we can't comprehend? Number 4. They see mysterious entities we can't explain. Why does your kitten suddenly freeze, eyes wide, staring at absolutely nothing? You look expecting to see a bug or a shadow, but there's nothing, just empty air. Yet your cat's ears twitch, their pupils dilate, and they follow something invisible to you. Cats see in ultraviolet, a spectrum completely hidden from human eyes. They might be watching electromagnetic disturbances, or even light refractions that we can't detect. But then there's the eerie part. Many cat owners report their pets reacting as if they see something moving in a darkened corner, something that isn't physically there. Could they be perceiving an energy shift? A presence beyond human comprehension? Whatever it is, your tabby's senses pick it up long before you ever notice a thing. And if you think that's strange, wait until you find out how they predict a natural disaster before they even happen. Number 3, they know when an earthquake is coming, way before it hits. Can your cat predict the future? It might seem that way when they suddenly bolt under the couch for no reason, only for an earthquake to hit minutes later. But it's not magic. Before an earthquake strikes, the ground releases low-frequency vibrations and subtle shifts in pressure that humans can't detect. Your kitten, on the other hand, can feel and hear these tremors long before they turn into disaster. That eerie moment when your feline friend freezes, ears twitching at something invisible? They're sensing the Earth's warning signs. Some cats even flee to safety before the first shake reaches the surface. And their ability to detect the unseen doesn't stop with the ground beneath them. Their hyper-attuned senses can pick up on changes inside your body too, even before a doctor would. Ever notice your kitty sniffing or pawing at the same spot repeatedly? That might not be random at all. Let's dive on it in number 2. They can detect cancer and disease before symptoms appear. Have you ever wondered, why does my cat keep sniffing the same spot on my body? Well, it's not random affection. It might be something far more mysterious. Felines have an extraordinary sense of smell, capable of detecting biochemical changes inside you long before you even feel different. Cancer, infections, even hormonal shifts. Your furry friend's nose picks up subtle chemical markers that humans can't perceive. Some cat owners have discovered tumors exactly where their cat kept sniffing or pawing, as if their pet was trying to tell them something. To your kitten, illness has a scent, and they recognize when something about you doesn't smell normal anymore. So, next time your feline fixates on one part of your body, don't just brush it off. What else can their super senses detect? Well, how about something even weirder, like the fact that, number 1, They see a world of floating dust that looks like it's alive. Have you ever waved your hand through a beam of sunlight and seen dust swirl? Now imagine if you could see that all the time, because interestingly, your cat can. A cat's vision picks up something your human eyes completely miss. A swirling, shifting world of microscopic dust particles, fibers, and skin cells floating in the air. These tiny specks catch the light in ways we can't perceive, making them look like living things, drifting and twisting unpredictably. Imagine if you could see every tiny movement in the air around you. Your home would never look the same. To your kitty, this isn't empty space. It's an invisible ecosystem in constant motion. So when their gaze locks onto a blank spot on the wall, they might be tracking something that to them looks very real. But dust isn't the only thing cats can see that we can't. Some things are far stranger because your feline can see much more things that you never won't.